Hello, this video is a user training program for the Zamenix P robot system, developed by Roen Surgical. This training program teaches users how to operate the Zamenix P safely and prevents errors that could pose risks to both the users and patients. The first chapter provides an overview. Zamenix is a surgical robot developed by Roen Surgical. It is designed for patients requiring retrograde intrarenal surgery. While conventional methods require two people to operate tools, like endoscopes and lasers, this robot allows a single surgeon to control them. It offers precise control and automates repetitive tasks to enhance treatment results. Zamenix consists of the master console, allowing the surgeon to sit comfortably and control the system remotely, and the slave robot equipped with an endoscope and surgical tools to access the surgical area. The basket tool used is the custom-developed Zamenix Eurobasket ZT. Commercial laser products are used with the laser fiber holder accessory, and a sterilization drape assembly is included. The master console consists of 5 key components that the user mainly interacts with: the monitor, touchpad, ureteroscope and tool handles, foot clutch, and protective stop button. The monitor, positioned at the top of the master console, is a touchscreen that displays and inputs necessary information for controlling the master console and the slave robot through a GUI, graphical user interface. The touchpad, positioned in the center of the armrest of the master console, is a touchscreen that provides and inputs the necessary information through the GUI for the initial setup of the console and robot. The ureteroscope handle, or URS handle, is a control device for manipulating the ureteroscope mounted on the slave robot. The URS handle is positioned between the monitor and the armrest. It has a gimbal structure, allowing both linear and rotational movements. It features 1 joystick and 2 wheels on top. The tool handle remotely controls the surgical tools mounted on the slave robot. It is in the handle holder on the side of the armrest. The front of the tool handle has a wheel to forward and retract the tools, a mode switch button, a hand clutch button, and a pair of buttons to insert and retract the ureteroscope along the UAS automatically. Behind the tool handle is a trigger for opening and closing the basket. The foot clutch activates the motion control of the URS handle gimbal, which is linked to the motion of the ureteroscope and the functions of the Zamenix system. It is located on the left side of the footrest. The protective stop button allows the user to stop the robot's operation in abnormal situations. It is located on the right underside of the armrest, with a sticker label directly above it. After normalizing the emergency, turn the button to release it and resume robot operation. The slave robot has 4 major components the user will primarily handle: the touchpad, ureteroscope mounting part, or UMP, UMP transporter, and protective stop button. The touchpad, located at the center of the handle of slave robot, is a touchscreen that provides the information, or provides the GUI needed to manipulate the robot system. The UMP controls the movement of surgical instruments, such as the ureteroscope, basket, and laser. To prevent cross-contamination, a drape assembly is installed before attaching the surgical instruments. The UMP has guide marks and grooves for attaching and securing the URS and tool couplers. The UMP transporter moves the UMP forward and backward with the mounted surgical instruments. The UMP transporter can adjust patient positioning by moving vertically or rotating in the pitch direction. 2 guide rails on its side provide a pathway for forward and backward movement. The UMP transporter cap, positioned at the distal end, can move independently to fine-tune its position. The protective stop button, located below the touchpad, is pressed to stop the robot in abnormal situations. The Zamenix Eurobasket, mounted on the UMP, is a surgical tool used to grasp and remove stones or foreign objects. The basket rotates when the knob on top of the holder is turned, and it opens or closes when the trigger blocks are moved. The laser fiber holder is an accessory designed to secure and mount the laser fiber onto the UMP. It features central holes at the front and rear to allow the laser fiber to pass through. Turning the holder's knob secures or releases the laser fiber. The drape assembly is a sterile sheet attached to the slave robot to maintain a sterile environment during surgery. It consists of 5 components, each numbered in the recommended installation order to ensure proper sterilization. The 5 parts of the drape include the positioning robot drape, the UMP transporter rear drape, the UMP transporter front drape, the UMP drape, and the buckling prevention system drape. The UMP drape and the buckling prevention system drape should be mounted onto the robot using plastic attachments on the transparent vinyl sheet. Additionally, the separate accessories included in the package should be used in the specified order. Detailed instructions for attaching the drape are provided in Chapter 3. The Zamenix P system has 2 types of cables for power and communication. 2 power cables are included to supply power to the master console and the slave robot. Unlike standard power cables, the red button on top of the cable terminal must be pulled to disconnect. The communication cable connects the master console to the slave robot, enabling device communication. Plug the communication cable into the appropriate device terminals and secure it by pushing it in and rotating the sealing nut clockwise. Repeat this push-rotate sequence 3 to 4 times until tightened. Flexible ureteroscope, ureteral access sheath, and laser equipment are medical devices used with the Zamenix P system. The display from the ureteroscope is output on the master console monitor by connecting the endoscopic imaging device and master console with a DVI cable. The ureteral access sheath is assembled with the accessories from the drape assembly and then attached to the robot for use. The laser fiber is inserted through the laser fiber holder, which accommodates fibers with thicknesses from 200 to 450 micrometers. The indicator lights signal the user of the safety conditions while using Zamenix P. They are located on the top, sides, and lower part of the slave robot, at the bottom of the master console, and around the circular uroscope display in the master console monitor. A red warning light indicates a potentially harmful situation that requires immediate action from the user. A yellow cautionary light indicates no immediate danger, but the user should be alert or respond quickly. A blue light means the device is in motion. A green light indicates the device is ready and on standby but not moving. A white light shows that the device has been completely initialized. The following are groups excluded from treatment: those with active urinary tract infections, those allergic or sensitive to iodinated contrast media, those unsuitable for both general and local anesthesia, those who cannot discontinue anticoagulants or antiplatelet medications, and those with anatomical abnormalities of the ureter that make RIRS inappropriate. Treatment using the Zamenix P system should be avoided for these patients. Here is an example of the Zamenix P system arrangement during surgery. The slave robot should be aligned as straight as possible with the patient. The endoscopic imaging equipment and laser equipment should be positioned close to the slave robot, while the master console can be placed in a corner that does not obstruct any movement or path of either people or equipment in the operating room. Chapter 2 of the Zamenix P user training program is about product installation and entering operation mode. To set up the system, the master console and the slave robot must be moved. Use the handles to move the devices into their desired and appropriate position. Avoid moving the devices too quickly or with excessive force. Moving over thresholds less than 10 mm and slopes less than 10 degrees in incline is strongly recommended. When moving, be cautious of the slave robot's direction to avoid the risk of it tipping over. Connect the power cable, communication cable, and video cable appropriately to the rear panels of the master console and slave robot. Then turn on the power switch, located next to the power port. Press the PC power button located at the lower left of the master console armrest to boot up the system. Place the pedal of the laser equipment in the empty space to the right of the footrest. When the system is booted on, the user login interface appears. Recently opened accounts are available for access. If a user account is not found on the display, press the Use Another Account button to open the desired account. After logging in, press the Operation button on the display to enter operation mode. Chapter 3 of the Zamenix P User Training Program about setting up the Zamenix P system. After entering the operation mode, the device initialization interface appears. To initialize the system, press the Initialization button and engage the clutch by either stepping on the foot clutch pedal or the clutch button on the tool handle. The step to select the surgery plan. Select a pre-registered surgery plan from the list, or press the New Plan button to register a new entry. This is the setup stage for the slave robot. Complete the tasks on the checklist to the left. Click the question mark-shaped Help button to view guidance images or videos. Draping. 5 types of drapes will be installed on the slave robot. The first is the Positioning Robot Drape. The second is UMP Transporter Back Drape. The third is the UMP Transporter Front Drape. The fourth is the UMP Drape. The fifth is the buckling prevention system drape. Assemble the UAS accessories that came with the buckling prevention system drape. Insert the guide cone into the UAS, wrap it with the sheath holder adapter, and slide the locking block to secure it. Docking the ureteral access sheath. The UAS and accessories assembly must be docked into the sheath holder at the front of the buckling prevention system drape by adjusting the position and angle of the slave robot. Once the correct position is achieved, press the locked button at the lower right of the touchpad to fix the robot in place. Then insert the hook of the sheath holder adapter, aligning it with the groove direction of the sheath holder to combine. Entering information for the ureteral access sheath and the ventilator. Select the slave robot position button on the touchpad. Input the length and diameter of the mounted UAS. Then, input the ventilator's respiration rate and inspiration-expiration ratio. These values must be entered accurately, as they directly affect the robot's movements. Mounting the surgical instruments. First, the process for mounting the ureteroscope. Pass the ureteroscope through the buckling prevention links in order, then push it until the body of the endoscope reaches the URS coupler. Insert the ureteroscope into the URS coupler slot. The bending lever of the ureteroscope should be positioned to fit into the lever coupler. The lever of the URS coupler can be fixed using a draw latch. During the draping process, connect the luer lock, which is attached to the tube holder, to the working channel of the ureteroscope. Mounting process for the laser fiber holder. Insert the end of the commercial laser fiber into the hole located on the back of the laser fiber holder. The laser fiber should pass completely through the holder and protrude by about 10 to 15 cm. Insert the laser fiber into the ureteroscope's channel through the tube holder. Insert the bottom groove at the front of the laser fiber holder into the hook at the front of the tool holder bracket. This will position the rear of the laser fiber holder on top of the catch lever. While pushing the catch lever in the direction of the arrow, press the laser fiber holder against the base of the tool holder bracket. Once fully seated, release the catch lever to lock the protrusion into the groove at the back of the laser fiber holder. Continue pushing the laser fiber toward the tube holder until it reaches the end of the ureteroscope. At this point, ensure that the laser fiber does not protrude beyond the tip. Turn the knob of the laser fiber holder clockwise to secure the fiber. To detach the laser fiber holder, push the catch lever of the tool holder bracket in the direction of the arrow. While gently wiggling the handle back and forth, pull the back of the laser fiber holder body upward to detach it. Mounting process for the basket. Insert the basket into the ureteroscope's channel through the tube holder. Push the front bottom groove of the basket holder into the hook at the front of the tool holder bracket. This will position the back of the basket holder on top of the catch lever. During the installation, the basket's trigger block should be positioned at the rear. The trigger block will then connect with the basket carrier of the tool holder bracket. While pushing the catch lever of the tool holder bracket in the direction of the arrow, press the basket against the base of the tool holder bracket. Once fully seated, release the catch lever to lock the protrusion into the groove at the back of the basket. To detach the laser fiber holder, push the catch lever of the tool holder bracket in the direction of the arrow. While gently wiggling the handle back and forth, pull the back of the basket body upward to detach it. Adjusting the position and angle of the master console. Unlock the touchpad screen on the master console and select the master position button. Press the arrows on each item to adjust the console's position and angle to suit the user's preference. The angle of the URS handle can be adjusted manually. Turn the lever counterclockwise below the monitor to release the lock. Adjust the URS handle to the desired angle, then turn the lever clockwise to secure it. Securing the master console in place. Press the button located on the lower right side of the touchpad to fixate the master console. The end.